Hi everyone, this is Real Estate Coach Craig Proctor, and today we're talking about why is it that 80% of real estate agents fail? That's right, 80% failure rate in this industry. So we're going to talk about the number one reasons why agents fail in this business. Usually within 5 years, they find that this is not the right career for them. One of the issues, of course, is it's pretty easy to get into real estate. That's what happened to me. I dropped out of college, I dropped out of university, and I thought, well, I'll get my real estate license. So it's sort of easy to get into. But a lot of people have the wrong idea about real estate. Okay, they think it's something different than it is, especially with all of these reality television shows where you're watching Millionaire Listing and they're going to networking and parties and driving fancy cars around. A lot of people have a perception that real estate is a lot easier than it really is. Another problem is people get into real estate and they're just not salespeople. Okay, so if you're not a salesperson, this is a profession of selling. And the other issue is you've got to be a good marketer. Okay, and that's the most important thing, is you've got to be a really great marketer. Many real estate agents, most in fact, are battling obscurity. And what happens is you could be a really good salesperson, but if prospects don't know who you are, you're going to starve to death, right? Just like if you have a really good restaurant and nobody knows about your location, they don't know about your great food and your great service. So we're going to talk about all these reasons why real estate agents fail and what it's important to pay attention to. So if you haven't checked in, go ahead and please do that now. Check in below. Let me know the city, the marketplace that you operate in, because we get a lot of referrals here in Craig Proctor world, and we'd love to send some referrals out to you. We have thousands of Craig Proctor members all over North America, but there are situations where we have someone coming to us that has a buyer or seller in a marketplace where we do not have a Craig Proctor member. So happy to share those. If I help you, maybe you'll help me as well in the future. So you could help me right now by just checking in. Let me know what city you operate in, because remember, the number one thing that you battle is obscurity. Okay, people need to know who you are. So we get into the business, and the natural thing that happens is we start to look around at what all the other real estate agents are doing, right? I suppose that's what we would do if we were plumbers or whatever profession we get into. The obvious first step is you look around at what everybody else is doing in your industry and you kind of copy that. And the problem with that is, you're copying agents generally who are not that successful. And the top agents, of course, they don't want to share with you what they're doing. So for me, what I learned to do when I first got into real estate by copying other agents was prospecting, cold calling, door knocking, sitting in open houses, chasing expireds and for sale by owners, really just doing what everyone else is doing. And of course, I was getting very poor results. But as you know, a miracle happened. It was a miracle because within 24 months of failing in my first year, I was named the number one RE/MAX agent in the world. And a lot of people are asking, how did you do that? How did you go from not knowing what to do to making millions of dollars a year? So that's why I thought I would share this very important topic here today, because I know you guys care about your clients. I know you do a good job when you're with them. You just need to get more clients. You need to get in front of more people. I hear that from so many real estate agents. Craig, when I get face-to-face with a buyer that wants to buy or a seller that wants to sell, that's not the problem. I'm really, really good. I just don't have enough of those opportunities. Like a baseball player that could I was watching the All-Star game, like a baseball player that can hit the ball out of the park, but if you don't get up to bat, you're not going to get any home runs. So hopefully today I can help you get some more home runs. Prospecting, no, you don't want to do that. Buying leads, let's talk about that. That's the next big thing that agents try. It's like, well, I tried cold calling and door knocking and I hate that. I've pestered my friends and family, and there's only so much business you're going to get from people you know. You see, I realized very early in my real estate career that if I wanted to be super successful, I had to learn how to find strangers. I had to learn how to do business with strangers. I couldn't just rely on friends and family and people I knew. The buying leads thing, this is just not working for most agents today. Buying leads from Zillow or Realtor, wherever you're buying leads. First of all, they're not really leads. It's scraped information. Those leads that you're buying, consider this. They're being sold to 4 or 5 other real estate agents and mortgage brokers and other companies. And that's why when you call them, they don't know what you're talking about. In fact, when you call them, the first thing you find is they don't answer the phone. Okay, so let me know in the comments below, if you were to make 100 calls, 100 outbound calls to these leads that you buy, if you're, 100 calls, how many meaningful conversations would you have? How many conversations would you have, period? Is it like 3 out of 100 or 5 out of 100? I don't know what that number is for you, but let's agree it's a very difficult grind calling these scraped leads. They don't answer the phone, and then when they do, they say, I don't remember requesting that. Someone was playing with my phone. I'm in the middle of dinner or whatever, and they blow you off. So the real key to my success was offering things that buyers and sellers really wanted. So they weren't calling me because of me, call Craig. They were calling because they wanted something that I was offering that they couldn't get on their own. And this is vitally important today, and I want you guys to listen up on this. If what you're offering to the public, to buyers and sellers, is something the buyer and seller can find on the internet without you, if they can Google it and they can find it, they're going to choose to do that. And that's how you operate as well, right? Before you walk into a car dealership or you buy something, generally, you're going to do a little bit of research. You're going to do as much research as you can online. People are skeptical of the salesperson. They're going to do as much research as they can. And so I see a lot of agents, their advertising either talks about themselves, it's self-serving, right? Their advertising is, hey, call me, I'm really good, I'm a great negotiator, I'm going to sell your house fast, call me for a free market evaluation, call me to find out what the streets in your neighborhood have sold for. Well, the prospect, the homeowner, can do that themselves. They can Google the streets, they can Google the area, they can find out what's currently listed, they can find out the sales. So I teach you better offers. Let me give you an example. Instead of, in trying to get listings, offering them a free market evaluation or information on what homes in their neighborhood have sold for, what I'd like you to do instead is say this. Say, would you like to find out what you would net in your pocket after all the associated expenses? And I can also give you advice on inexpensive things that you could do to sell your home for $8,000 to $10,000 more. Now, here's the crazy thing about it. What I just said is valuable to them, right? And it's something that most of you do anyway once you get to their house, right? These are things that you do once you meet with them at the kitchen table. Well, what I want you to do is I want you to make this part of your offer to get to the kitchen table. So let's repeat that again, right? Offering what homes are selling for in their neighborhood has very little value. Let's agree, the homeowners, they can find that. The buyers, they can all find that information themselves. The most important number to the homeowner is what they're going to net in their pocket. Not what it's going to sell for, but what they're going to net in their pocket after they pay off their mortgage and pay any mortgage penalty, and they pay the real estate fees and any legal fees. That's the most important number. So that is something that they don't know how to calculate on their own. Okay, it's something you're offering that is the most important thing for them, what they're going to net in their pocket, but it's also something that the homeowners can't find out on their own with like a super easy Google search or anything like that. So it passes the test, right? We're offering something they want. It's something they don't know how to get without you. The other part of that offer was I can help you, I can give you advice on inexpensive things that you could do to prepare your home for sale. I would also share with you things that are not worth doing, right? There's no use spending money or wasting time making improvements that are not going to make a difference. So how many of you would agree? Let me know in the comments how many of you would agree that you've got that experience. That's something you do anyway, that you've been doing this long enough that you would be able to look around at the homeowner's property and you would be able to give them that kind of advice, right? It's inexpensive things, like if they've got, maybe weird colored paint, just inexpensive, like paint that room, clean the carpets, or maybe replace the carpets, stage the furniture a little bit, right? A little bit of landscaping. They're very inexpensive things that would make a difference. Now you're cheating yourself, understand, because this is something that most of you do anyway. So you do all this great stuff once you have the appointment, but your challenge is you don't have enough appointments. Why? Because you're not making an offer at all, or you're making the exact same offer that all the other agents are making, which is, would you like a free CMA? Or to buyers, your offer to buyers might be, would you like me to email you daily updates of all the homes that match your criteria that are on the MLS? Look, there are so many private websites out there. The public is onto this. If that's your big offer to a buyer, is that you're going to get them access to the homes that are on the internet, they don't need you. So I want to help you craft your offers. That's what made me successful. I was a nobody in the first year. I was failing at real estate. Why? Because I did what they told me to do. It wasn't until I really stepped back and started to understand marketing, and I realized that you've got to be a marketer first. It doesn't matter how good a real estate agent you are if you have no customers. There are lots of super talented, skilled realtors that really care about their clients that are starving to death because they don't understand how to attract clients. They don't understand what offers to make. They don't have a really good lead generation system, and they don't have a good conversion system. Then the final part of that is having a really good presentation system. If you joined me a little bit late, you might have missed me saying the fact today is 80% of real estate agents do not make it to their 5th anniversary. 80% failure rate. How do we defend the traditional way of selling real estate when we have an 80% failure rate? So you guys want to get coached up. If you want to book a call with me, if someone could type into the comments below, it's craigproctorcall.com, just my name, no spaces, craigproctorcall.com. You go to my Acuity Daytimer, you can book a day and a time. We'll have a conversation about what you're doing right now and what is it that you want to do. And I could give you some advice. I could look at what you're doing and say, okay, you know what, you're doing some pretty good things here, but have you ever tried this? Or have you ever reconsidered how you do this? Sometimes, the problem we have is what we know. Consider that. What if it is what you know that's the problem? What if the opportunity is what you don't know? Right? If you just keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting the same results that you've been getting. And you're probably with me here today because you don't want to get the same results. You're not satisfied with those results. So we've got to start changing the way you do things. You start to change the way you think, and then that leads you to start changing what you do. And if you change what you do, you start to change the results that you get. That's exactly what happened to me. It's an amazing story, right? I got into real estate with no sales experience, no marketing experience. I failed the first year, sold less than a dozen homes, almost made the mistake of leaving the business like most of us do. But then I stumbled on to direct response marketing, and it made total sense to me. I started to study under mentors, and I would like to be your mentor. I would like to share with you how I did this. You see, whatever you're doing right now in real estate, let's be honest, you've copied it from someone else. If you're door knocking, cold calling, chasing FSBOs, expireds, whatever you're doing, you didn't invent it. You looked around, saw somebody, and you copied it. You thought that's a pretty good idea. What if there are better approaches? What if there's a better way to do that that's been proven by other people and you just haven't stumbled onto it yet? I think that's why you're here with me today. I think you're watching this for good reason. Let me know if this is making sense. Let me know in the comments, have you maybe had coaches or trainers or mentors before that perhaps were not really successful at selling houses? See, that's what makes me quite unique is I sold over 10,000 homes. I was the #1 RE/MAX agent in the world for many, many, many years. But on top of that, I'm really good at transferring what I know to you. Like, I could be a know-it-all and I could have all this success, but if I don't know how to explain it to you so you can do what I was doing, then it doesn't work, right? They say that that's the real definition of true understanding. When somebody truly understands something, they can explain it to somebody else so they have the same great understanding. And frankly, that's what I'm pretty good at. So we need to fix your lead generation system. We need to fix your conversion, your follow-up and conversion system. For example, some of you might be pretty good at generating leads, but you've realized the problem is most of the leads you generate, the problem is the buyers aren't ready to buy today and the sellers aren't ready to buy today. They might be a few weeks out or a few months out or even a few years out. You know, it'd be a beautiful world if every prospect that you talk to said, hey, come and get me. I'm ready to buy today. I'm ready to sell today. But we know that's not true. You tell me in the comments, of all the people you talk to in a week or in a month, what percentage of them require follow-up? Right? Probably 80% of them at least require follow-up. That's why we need a good follow-up system. And if you don't have a good follow-up system, here's what's happening. You prospect or you spend money on leads, and you naturally work with the people that are the easiest to get a hold of, right? And the prospects that you feel are the most qualified. That's what a salesperson does, right? It's like, okay, I'm going to gravitate to the people that are easiest to reach, and they seem to be the most motivated. But that's like the top 20%. The other 80% of the leads go into your CRM, and they become unconverted leads. And guess what? You don't do anything with these unconverted leads. You just go out there and you spend more money on more leads. So you generate another 100 leads and you work with about 20 out of those 100. You follow up with the other 80, go ignored, and they go into your CRM and they're unconverted leads. And that unconverted lead database gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Do you think we could make more money if we learned how to be more efficient with the follow-up? So I made a lot of money with that. What do I say when I call them? What are the most common objections? Do I have a really good newsletter? How do I follow up and retarget prospects? See, the fact that you've been watching this, if this is the first time you're watching me, you're going to see me a lot now because everyone that watches this is automatically pixeled. So for example, if you go to Facebook now, you're going to start to see my stuff. That's on purpose because I want to be inside your world. And I'm making you a presentation right now, even though I'm not sitting in your kitchen at the kitchen table. I want you to understand as a real estate agent, that's true for you. I want to teach you how to make your presentations to buyers and sellers online. You know, we are still stuck in this mindset that, well, you know, we got to buy all these leads because then we got to call hundreds of people to get 3 or 4 people on the phone. Why are you calling the leads? Well, you'd say, Craig, I need to meet with them at their kitchen table so I can show them what a good job I do. Here's the problem. You're too late. The decision on who the buyer and seller are going to use is not made at the kitchen table anymore. That decision is made online. So we have to have a really strong online presence. You need to be telling buyers and sellers what you do and what makes you different and better online. So when they watch your content, they're pixeled, okay, you're retargeting them, and they're seeing you over and over again until guess what happens? They call you and they say, come and get me. That's the kind of business that you want. It's the kind of business that I had. I had that kind of retargeting business and omnipresence before the internet. Now it's much, much easier. See this video that I'm doing right now? This is going to be sliced and diced and edited. It's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on LinkedIn. It's going to be my private Facebook group. Thinking about my private Facebook group, would you like an invitation to that? I have this private Facebook group for top realtors or those of you that want to be top realtors. And I've got over 7,000 agents in it. Now, it serves my purpose by inviting you to this Facebook group because you're going to mix with a whole bunch of super successful Craig Proctor real estate agent members. And you're going to realize they're making more money than you and they're working less and they're having a better life in real estate. But it's going to help you as well because it's going to give you social proof that what I teach works and you're going to get some good ideas at no cost. So if you'd like to be part, get an invitation to my private Facebook group, just type in private group in the comments below. Go ahead, you can do that now. Type in private group and someone from my team will send you an invitation. But the most important thing to do, if this resonates, if you're looking for someone like me, if you're like, you know what, I think I found my guy. Craig certainly knows what he's doing as a real estate agent. and he's been around this industry for a long, long time. Why don't you book a free call? $0. What's the worst thing that could happen? We have a conversation. I mean, if you didn't like the conversation, you can just hang up. I know some of you are afraid that, okay, this might be a big sales pitch or whatever. No, it's not. I don't need your money, okay? What I want to do is I want to help you, okay? If you decide you want to do something with me after the conversation, that would be great. I would love that too. But if you go to craigproctorcall.com, again, the link will be in the comments below. Just click there. You go to my Acuity Day Timer. Now, I will ask you a few questions about your business, because if I don't know anything about you, how can I really help you? So I'm going to ask you a few questions about your business, what you're doing, and then we'll give you some advice on ideas, things that you want to consider. And if you'd like to try new approaches in addition to what you're doing, I'm not asking anyone, it's too big of a thing to ask you to stop doing whatever you've been doing, especially if you've been selling real estate for 5 or 10 years, right? You're so attached to how you're doing it. I would never ask you to completely give up on that yet until I prove that what I have for you is much superior. So today we've been talking about the number one reasons real estate agents fail. So let's go through them from the top. Yes, they do fail. 80% of realtors do not make it to their 5th anniversary. Many of the people that get into real estate think it's something that it's not. Okay, they're watching too much reality TV. They think this is about going to cocktail parties and driving Ferraris around and networking and hanging out with your friends at bars and making millions of dollars. It's glamorized, right? No. Real estate is not like that. It's hard work if you want to be successful. Let's be real. Okay, you have to be a good marketer. Number one thing is you got to be a good marketer first. You see real estate agents that you compete with, and maybe you're frustrated because some of these agents you compete with, you're thinking to yourself, I'm a better agent than that person. I do a better job for my clients, but they're kicking my butt. They're selling more houses. That's because they're good marketers. But marketing can be taught, okay? Fame can be created, okay? Look at me. Nobody knew me. Within 3 years of having my license, I was the number one RE/MAX agent in the world. Some of you watching this right now, you didn't know me 20 minutes ago. Now you do. Now you're going to get to know me a lot better because I'm going to be coming at you with all kinds of video and content. And some of you are going to say, you know what? I really like this guy. I think he knows what he's doing. And that's the key to sales. You've got to build awareness, and you've got to build trust and credibility. And then buyers and sellers will come to you. Imagine if I can teach you how to do valuable presentations to buyers and sellers. So before you even meet with them, before you even talk to them on the phone, they've already got a pretty good idea as to who you are, okay, and what makes you different and better. So the phone call goes more like this. Instead of you chasing hundreds of people on the phone, you get inbound calls, just like I did, saying, yeah, I'd like Craig to come out and talk to us about selling our home. Or we'd like Craig to list our home. I love those calls, and that's how I did it. That's how you can do it. Now, many of you are aware I've created more millionaire real estate agents than any other coach or trainer or guru. Yesterday, on my Craig Proctor Real Estate Show podcast, I interviewed one of my students from 11 years. I've been coaching. Tracy King is in Tennessee. Okay, he's in the east part of Tennessee, Knoxville area. And he sells about 600 homes a year. Okay, so he didn't start off that way when he met me 11 years ago, but he's come a long, long way. I have coaching members that are making over $1 million a month. Think about that. $1 million a month in GCI. And I know some of you are thinking, okay, well, they got a team. Sure, they got a team. But even if you split $1 million a month is $12 million GCI. They've got expenses, advertising and marketing, and they've got to pay the agents on their team. But look, if you're netting $3 or $4 or $5 million a year selling real estate, that's pretty darn good, right? So there's a system to do this. Now, some of you might not have those kinds of ambitions, or right now you might not think that that's for you, but you'll be surprised. I've even got a call coming in here. I'll say to them, if you made $1 million a year before and you didn't like it, and they kind of laugh. So I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, I'm working so hard now that if I was to make double or triple what I'm making right now, that means I'd have to work 2 or 3 times as hard. It doesn't work that way. In fact, we teach you how to double or triple your income and actually work less, because we have eventually systems and people doing the work for you. So it does get better. I never worked harder in my real estate career than the first year. First year, I sold less than 12 houses. It was like 9 or 10 houses a year, not even one a month. And I worked 70 hours a week. I worked on the weekends. I never worked harder than that. And the more money I made, the less I worked, because I understood the power of leverage, how to leverage yourself with marketing, how to leverage yourself with systems and technology, and how to leverage yourself with people. So I'd like to share that with you. Jump on a call with my team and I. It's craigproctorcall.com. And if you want to be part of our private group, just type in private group. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope you found it extremely helpful. I enjoyed being here today and sharing with you my experience and advice. We'll see you again next time. This is real estate coach Craig Proctor. Thanks again for watching. Hi, this is Craig Proctor. Hey, I really hope you enjoyed that video. And listen, I've got a lot more information for you to help you grow your real estate business. You see, several times a week, I record new videos and I load them onto this YouTube channel. What I'd like you to do, if you'd like to access them, are two important things, and both are totally free. Number one is I'd like you to subscribe to this channel. You're going to see a little subscribe button for you to click on. And if you don't already have an account with YouTube, it's free for you to set it up. It's really easy, it's free, but you've got to subscribe to this channel. And the most important thing is to ring the little bell right next to the subscribe button. And that's going to let you know every time I load new money-making videos to help you grow your real estate business. So make sure you subscribe right now, you ring the little bell, and we'll see you on the next video.